Shenzhen is an important first-tier economic city in China and gives people the impression of having a developed economy. However, in the context of the overall deterioration of China's economy, the city filled with senior white-collar workers has also experienced an economic depression. The first to be affected should be the sharp drop in the wages of white-collar workers. Oh my god, now the salary of senior and even architecture Java programmers in Guangzhou and Shenzhen has dropped to US $2,700 or even to around $2,200, $2,300, and $2,400. The lowest salary I heard was around $2,040. With this salary, how do you expect us Java programmers to survive? I don't know whether the HRs wrote it this way on purpose or they simply don't understand this industry, so they offer such numbers. One woman said, "The current situation in Shenzhen is so frightening that you may not believe it. There was no room in the library on weekdays. The people sitting inside are all young people pretending to go to work. Most of them have laptops. If they have something to do, they don't need to spend the whole day here. The economy is in recession now, and layoffs are happening everywhere. In the past, it was private companies that laid off employees like technology and internet companies, and now even banks are doing so. In 2024, several banks in Shenzhen have already laid off employees. Banks used to be iron bulls, but there is no guaranteed income now. According to statistics, the number of newly registered unemployed people in Shenzhen in the first quarter of 2024 increased by 40% compared with the same period in 2023. The tens of millions of college students graduating in July are also facing employment problems. The overall environment is not good. Don't be too picky. Seeing that almost everyone in the middle class in Shenzhen is in debt, do you feel a bit uneasy? The once favored children of heaven, now at the age of 35, have to face the ruthless optimization and hide in cafes or libraries pretending to go to work. The more terrible reality they will face is that unmanned delivery of packages and food is coming. Those kinds of jobs will be replaced. Internet giants use AI and check cap to reduce labor demand, and labor-intensive jobs are at risk. It's said that an unemployed middle-aged white-collar in Shenzhen sent out 3,000 resumes but did not receive a single interview. I haven't eaten yet and came here for the interview. Do our college graduates' lives matter? I noted that I am 18. He asked me to come for the interview. It was a long journey, 22 stops, and the subway ride alone cost me 82 cents. Then he said to me, "We don't need people born in 2006 here." What? You should have told me that before the interview. That was totally wrong. You should have let me know earlier that there is no need for people born in 2006. I haven't eaten yet and I have a lot of things to do. As the economy continues to decline, many shops on the streets of Shenzhen have closed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No lights are on. Look for yourselves. How many shops are open? Understandably, large restaurants are closing down because of a lack of customers and difficulty in maintaining. But even cheaper street food is not selling well. The Odin fails too. I've been selling it for 5 hours and there are still 4 big pots left. Should I throw it away again tonight? Oh no, it's all wasted. Have to pour it out again tonight? The tiramisu guy has not been seen at the location for more than 10 days. That guy can't sell his duck heads and is about to go bankrupt. He hasn't opened the business at all and the chopping board is all clean. It's ridiculous, and the guy selling a roasted sweet potato only sold 1 potato. We all fell, all. There is no business here. The price is down to $4.1 to $6.8. Is it necessary to persist? One man said, "Why do I feel that Shenzhen has gone back to 20 years ago? There are street stalls everywhere. They are selling at a bargain price." Don't assume business is easy in Shenzhen because of the large population. Look at this street. Almost all the shops on this street have been replaced, and the brands have been changed one after another. This store is newly open. It used to be Sweet Ice City, but it's now closed. A rice ball restaurant and a pig trotter rice restaurant here are newly opened. They should be able to survive longer. But at noon, there was no one there. There should be some customers in the evening, but you should not expect how well they could be at night. There was a big supermarket next to them, and there are still a lot of people here. This store is closed, and the store next door is also closed. This row of shops are beautifully decorated, but they are all closed, which shows that business is indeed very bad. With its special geographical location and the previous support of the Chinese Communist Party, Shenzhen once created a very prosperous scene. However, with the declining overall economy, this city is no longer as prosperous as it once was. A blogger spoke out about the economic situation of Shenzhen in 2024. This year, the vacancy rate of physical stores in Shenzhen has reached about 30%. Maybe many people think it's easy to make money in Shenzhen and the spending power is strong, especially in first-tier cities such as Beijing, Shanghai, Guangzhou, and Shenzhen. But this year, there is indeed a wave of closures of physical stores in Shenzhen. I visited some major 5-star shopping malls, including those street shops, and saw that many stores had changed their owners within 2 months. Some even closed down. The drop in housing prices in Shenzhen is equally shocking. Do you know how badly the luxury housing sector in Nanshan District, Shenzhen has fallen now? Not to mention the projects like Xiangshan Art and Portofino. Do you know the price of a 144 square meter 4-bedroom apartment in the World Garden next to them? At the end of 2019, nearly 1.773 million. Oh my god, but do you know what the price is in 2024? 941,000. Today, the suggested retail price here is closer to more than 8,000, but if the transaction is completed, the price will be $6,410 per square meter. The key problem is that such an apartment has not closed its deals yet. The owner still has nearly $955,000 in mortgage payments to make. For those of us still bragging about Nanshan District being the center of the universe and saying that Shenzhen housing prices are about to skyrocket, I would like to ask, do you feel a pang in your conscience? Does it hurt? I have a friend who bought a 43.38 square meter 1-bedroom apartment in Shenzhen, Morning Light Garden, in February 2021. In November 2024, he sold it for only 2.4 million, a loss of 415,000 for the apartment price. Besides that, there was another 95,000 loss, including interest, agency fees, and taxes. Who can earn this lost money as large as 518,000 in one lifetime? This is a microcosm of many homeowners in Shenzhen. A female blogger said that the more fortunate the speculators in Shenzhen were in the past, the more miserable they are now. Here is one example of a woman born in 1990 who works in the financial industry at the Shenzhen Convention and Exhibition Center. In 2018, she spent 614,000 to buy a small 2-bedroom apartment in Dragon Gathered Garden in Futian District, Shenzhen, and then spent 2.319 million to buy an 89 square meter duplex in Taikoo City. Because she works in finance, she is a bit aggressive. She bought both apartments with business loans. The down payment was 586,000 and the total loan was 2.346 million. The interest needs to be paid first and then the principal in 5 years. As a result, she paid back all the interest for 5 years. That is, a total of 477,000 was repaid. However, the principal doesn't decrease a penny and she still has a debt of 2.346 million. The blogger said that with the sharp drop in housing prices, one apartment that the lady bought for 614,000 has dropped to 477,000, and another one in Taikoo City that she bought for 2.319 million has dropped to 1.773 million. Even if these two apartments are sold immediately, only 2.25 million can be obtained. She lost not only the 614,000 down payment but also the 477,000 interest paid to the bank, and she owes the bank 95,000. The lady has now stopped paying the mortgage. She previously applied for a business loan from the bank which needed to be renewed every 5 years, but now the bank's assessment has been lowered again. If she wants to renew her loan, she will have to pay an additional 410,000 in cash. But the financial industry is very competitive now, and this lady's income has dropped significantly, and even her monthly mortgage payments are a problem. As she stopped paying the mortgage, the two apartments have been seized. The blogger said this situation is all too common nowadays. The sharp drop in housing prices causes those who bought homes with loans to work hard as house slaves. Saving 14,000 a year in Shenzhen is not a big deal for high-paid white-collar workers with education and background. But for ordinary workers like us who have no family connections, we have to work, take care of children, and pay a mortgage or rental fees in this city. If you want to save money, you have to rely on daily frugality. This year, I stopped my daughter's piano and painting lessons. The only classes left are Latin dance, English, and thinking classes, which cost $205 a month. The daily expenses are also controlled within $409. I cook and eat at home, seldom order takeout, and never go to the restaurants. The mortgage plus rent is $1,091 per month. After some rough calculations, the average monthly expenses are around $2,046. Our couple's combined monthly salary is $2,728, so we can barely save $682 per month. Then there's the income from side jobs. In addition, we took out all of my daughter's New Year's money in recent years and raised a total savings of $14,000. We chose to lower the monthly payment. Although this year has not been easy, I am happy to see my mortgage payments decreasing. Below is the sad daily life of a lower-class citizen.
去干手工活
I worked a handy job for 2 hours and got $4.10 to buy pork and cabbage. I came to the small room and prepared to cook. Put the pork to boil and disinfect it, sprinkle onions and ginger on top, turn on the induction cooker and pour water. When the water boils, turn the meat over for 2 minutes. This should be enough for one person. Keep the lid down. The pork has been cut and smells delicious. No containers. I just put the vegetables in this red plastic bag and meat in the sauerkraut instant noodle box. Put the onion and ginger as the dipping sauce in the bowl. Add some bean shreds and chili oil into the dipping sauce. The bean shreds are out, and it seems there is no more. Stir it well. In the eyes of the Chinese government, Shenzhen is still so prosperous. On the official website of the Guangdong provincial government, according to the unified calculation results of Guangdong province's regional GDP, in the first 3 quarters of 2024, Shenzhen's GDP was $353.72 billion. In constant prices, the year-on-year growth was 5.4%. From January to November 2024, Shenzhen's total retail sales of consumer goods reached $132.1 billion, a year-on-year increase of 1.5%. The Guangdong provincial government said that Shenzhen's popularity as an international city is off the charts. The Taishan Bay of Shenzhen, a special economic zone personally deployed by Chinese Communist Party leader Xi Jinping, was once promoted by the party media as a small Hong Kong on the mainland, and the CCP even hoped that it would become the Manhattan of China in the future. But the reality is so embarrassing. The decline in housing prices in Shenzhen has completely gotten out of control. A large number of developers have collectively dumped their properties. Starting from October 2024, a new round of price wars was launched. Even Nanshan, the most resistant area, is not able to keep the price level. The real estate project in Taishan Bay has dropped from the original unit price of $20,459 per square meter to the current of over $4,000 per square meter, which has shocked the real estate industry. How can other developers sell their projects? In November 2023, Shay Tian, a professor at the Aiken School of Business at the University of South Carolina, told overseas Chinese media, "China does not need to reform anymore, it's actually regressing. The external market is shrinking. The imports and exports from Europe and the US are falling, private enterprises are being suppressed, and state-owned enterprises are growing. The CCP is now reversing its reforms. All of China is reversing its reforms, so what motivation does Shenzhen have for reform?" Xie analyzed, the reason why the special economic zone could be prosperous is that they were the first to enjoy special policies. For example, they are treated as free trade zones, free tariff zones, or free import zones. Now that the entire country is in the same economic situation, so the advantages of such cities are naturally gone. That's all for today. If you enjoy our content, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, and share it with a friend. We appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time.